What's up, everybody? The best day of the week is here once again because we've got a new episode of X-Men 97 to talk about. There will be spoilers here in my breakdown, so with that out of the way, let's get into the episode. This episode opened with Beast realizing that it was the real Jean Grey who showed up at the mansion at the end of last week's episode, and the one who married Scott and had their child is Madeline Pryor. Now, real quick here, I do want to apologize for my lack of knowledge on the X-Men in this case because I've seen their stuff. I've watched a ton of the animated shows growing up. I've read some of their comics, but in this story with this particular situation here, I wasn't familiar with it. I just kind of threw out the idea. It was Mystique last week because I'm more familiar with her than I am with Madeline Pryor, so that one's on me. But anyway, Beast discovers that this was Mr. Sinister's doing, and no one really knows what to do, so Madeline storms off with Nathan as Sinister gets through to her, and the mansion becomes the Haunted Mansion, each member seeing their worst nightmare taunting and terrifying them until they regroup and have to take on a bunch of, guess you call them demons. And during that big fight, we get yet another badass Cyclops sequence as he charges Bishop's power with his ray, and in just 3 episodes, one, two, three, this show has done more for Cyclops' character than every single Fox X-Men movie put together ever did. I mean, seriously, people who'd only ever seen Cyclops in those movies, whether it be James Marsden Cyclops or Ty Sheridan's iteration, are probably sitting here watching this show like, I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game. But anyway, once they defeat the creatures and Madeline flees with Nathan, the team heads to take on Mr. Sinister while Wolvie stays behind with Jean. We get another really cool fight with the team versus Madeline as Sinister has her on guard duty, and it's at its best, I think, when Magneto and her are going head to head, and he's beaten pretty badly, but the what ensues before that is amazing. Then Jean, the real Jean Grey, joins the fight after Logan helps her remember who she is, and in a mental battle is able to free Madeline from Sinister's grasp. So Madeline and Scott race to save their son from the villain, and they do, but they're not able to catch him as Sinister escapes. Once they get Nathan back to the mansion, Beast figures out that Sinister is infected him with a techno-organic virus, and hearing Beast explain that made my night. But he doesn't know how to cure it, and that's the catch. Luckily, though, Bishop knows a guy in the future and is willing to take Nathan with him to the future, but he can only take Nathan, which Scott isn't all too happy about. But they do it anyway because it's what's best for Nathan and his future. So with her son gone, Madeline leaves also. She and Jean actually seem to be on good, like shockingly good terms when she does leave. Considering she married Scott, or well, I guess they don't say who was who, when, but she married Scott. She had Scott's kid, and it's when Jean goes back inside that there's a very awkward moment between her and Scott as no words are spoken. The episode ends as we head into a bar down in Texas where we find Storm as she's approached by Forge, who tells her he's an old friend of Charles and he can help her. I thought that was another really good episode from this show. I liked the little bit of horror we got in the mansion, even though it wasn't all that scary, but especially Gambit seeing Rogan Magneto and how he reacts when he gets out into the hallway with everybody else. It was great. The fights were also really good once again, and Cyclops continues to just get his due. Also, I'll probably mention it every week, but that theme song just hits so damn hard. And so that'll do it for my breakdown of X-Men 97 Episode 3. Like I said, another solid episode which continues to bring up the question of why did Marvel really fire the show's creator Bo DeMaio? But that's another discussion for another day. Let me know what you thought of the episode down in the comments below and make sure you have a great day.